May 10, 2021, Monday. Good afternoon. This is Risha Sukobutana and you are watching Telling the Advantages, Disadvantages of Deductive and Inductive Methods. Now, we are Group 4. Time check 11 in the morning. Live Math 302 under Miss Angelica Banco.
Hello, good afternoon. I'm Aramay Navaja at your service. Advantages of deductive method. Advantages of deductive method. Cover a wide scope of subject matter. No bother on the part of the teachers to lead learners the formulation of the generalization or rule. 1. Cover a wide scope of subject matter. Because our instructions is direct by the starting the rule or the principle at the beginning of the class. We cover more subject matter over a period of time. For example, good afternoon class. Our topic today is all about the 4 fundamental operations. The 4 operations are addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. As you can see on the board, addition is usually signified by the plus symbol. Subtraction usually signified minus symbol. Multiplication usually signified by the multiply symbol. And lastly, division is usually signified by the division symbol. After that, example and activity, which means you teach direct instruction, general to specific.
Number 2. Bother on the part of the teacher to lead learners to the formulation of the rule. Because during my example, I will give the generalization at the beginning of the lesson.
Another one is learning is passive process. The learners do not take part in the generation of conclusion or generalization. So, the teacher begins her lesson with a generalization. Example, the students will conclude the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are the fundamental operations. Drill or exercises come after the explanation of the rule principle. Increases their attention and focus, motivates them to practice higher level critical thinking skills, and promotes meaningful learning experiences, learn students' interest, organize classroom discussions.
Now, let's have the disadvantages of deductive method. It is not supportive of the principle that the learning is an active process. Yes, because we all know that the learning is an active learning process like in school, church, museum, traveling, or everywhere in the environment. Now, let's move on to the advantages of inductive method. The learners are more engaged in the teaching-learning process. It motivates them to practice higher-level critical thinking skills, and it begins what students already know. Example regarding the prior knowledge of the learner is Dr. Jose Rizal as our national hero. But if you add more some historical background of Dr. Jose Rizal, I am pretty sure that the learners construct their own ideas, meaning, and better understanding about Dr. Jose Rizal.
Hello to all listeners. I'm Teacher Saure. Now, I would like to discuss to you the advantages of inductive method. But before that, I would like to recall the previous discussion wherein the deductive method is from general to specific, while inductive method
response to learning becomes more interesting at the outset because we begin with the experiences of our students. It begins what students already know. For example, you will ask your students what was the discussion yesterday because your discussion yesterday is the prerequisite for today's discussion. The point here is from the basic to complex.
Live here at Lapu-Lapu City. Let's proceed to it helps the development of the learners' higher order thinking skills or the HOTS. We need much time to formulate generalization. It requires more time and less to discuss and explain it well. Because we start what will you observe on the picture. To lead your topic for today, there is a process in it. Maricar Gregorio, back at studio.
Good morning to our listeners. We have here disadvantages of inductive method. It requires more time and less subject matter will be covered. We need much time to lead our students to the formulation of generalization. It also demands expert facilitating skills on the part of the teacher. We've got to ask the right questions, organize answers and comments to pave the derivation of generalization. This is JJ Zhao reporting right here in the province of Bohol.
Thank you for watching. Again, this is Group 4 discussing advantages, disadvantages, methods.